Breakfast and brilliant ideas, coffee and conversation, we're serving up that and much more at IBJ Media's events. Join us at an upcoming event and kickstart your day with fresh ideas and new connections. Check out our event lineup and register now at ibj.com/RSVP.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Wednesday, April 15th, 2026. I'm Gary Dick. Developers behind the Electric Works Mixed-Use Innovation District near downtown Fort Wayne will cut the ribbon today on the Elex, the district's $100 million second phase. The project features nearly 300 apartments, including affordable and senior housing units, which was a key focus according to development partner Kevin Biggs.
To try to meet the community's challenges that it faced in a mixed income development like this is difficult. The financing was not easy to put together. The construction being wrapped around a parking garage, a lot of unique challenges, but super excited to finally be able to demonstrate this to the community.
In Southeast Indiana, executives from Germany-based industrial filtration company BWF Envirotec will break ground today on its new North American headquarters and manufacturing facility in Greendale. The $9 million facility expected to bring about 60 jobs to the Dubois County city when complete. The facility will mark the only North American headquarters of an internationally operating company in Dubois County. Fort Wayne-based online music equipment retailer Sweetwater is partnering with Music Will, a nonprofit music program based in California, to help under-resourced schools across the country establish music programs. The partners are launching the National Instrument Fund, which will provide musical equipment to an initial 34 schools, including 4 in Indiana. Sweetwater says nearly 4 million students nationwide are without access to music education sources, and a lack of access to instruments is one of the biggest barriers. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Indiana, start your engines. Join us from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for our Emmy Award-winning Business at the Brickyard, presented by LiUNA. All month long, we'll bring you exclusive interviews, features, and a behind-the-scenes look at how the business of motorsports and racing drive the Indiana economy. Business at the Brickyard. It's front-row access you won't want to miss. Another data center is being proposed in Indianapolis, this time on the city's east side.
Atlanta-based DC Blocks has requested permission to build a campus totaling 410,000 square feet on about 32 acres in the Thunderbird Commerce Center, a 150-acre industrial park at the site of the former Ford Visteon manufacturing plant. According to plans submitted to the city's Department of Metropolitan Development, DC Blocks expects to spend about $700 to $800 million to develop a 3-building campus that would ultimately support up to $1.4 billion in servers, networking equipment, and high-performance artificial intelligence hardware. The project is scheduled to be heard initially before the hearing examiner on May 14th, but the Warren Township Development Association plans to request a delay of that hearing to the following month. A community meeting featuring Irvington leaders and company executives is planned for April 27th. DC Blocks currently has 10 data centers, mostly in the southeast region of the U.S., and says on its website that a total of 23 are either operational or in development. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indianapolis-based agricultural giant Corteva has named a chemical industry veteran to lead its new crop protection spinoff after the company splits into 2 businesses later this year. Luke Kissam most recently served as CEO of Charlotte-based Albemarle Corporation. He'll join Corteva June 1, then later this year will become CEO of New Corteva, after Corteva officially separates its pesticide and seed businesses into 2 independent publicly traded companies. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand.
Curious about what's shaping law in Indiana? From court reforms and NIL rights to mental health courts and energy commissions, the Indiana Lawyer Podcast breaks down the biggest legal issues of our time. I'm your host, reporter Maura Johnson. Join me every other week for your insider guide to what matters in law and why it impacts you. Subscribe now in your favorite podcast app or at ibjpodcasts.com.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media Podcast Network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise@ibj.com to learn more.